Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige and this is Turn the Page Books. Today I want to talk about all the books that I read in June and my July hopefuls, which are the books that I'm hoping to get to in the month of July. I read a total of 7 books in June. A lot of them were great reads, so I'm really excited to talk about them. Before we begin, I am actually not in my usual spot. I'm on vacation. I'm visiting some family in Mississippi, and we went to Oxford. I went to college at Ole Miss, so we're just kind of visiting, going out around the square, and I did go to Square Books today, bookstore on the square in Oxford, and it was so great, so I'll share what book I got there too. I don't have all the physical books with me that I read because they're mostly at home, but I do have one with me, so I'll put a picture for the rest. The first book that I finished in June is called Blue Sisters by Coco Malores. I really enjoyed this book. I rated it 4 stars. It is as literary fiction gets. I found it to be a huge character analysis between the different characters in the story. It follows multiple points of views from 3 different sisters, and they are grieving the loss of one of their sisters. So there was a total of 4, and now there's just the 3 of them. And now the 3 of them are living with the grief and loss of their sibling. It has a lot of complicated family dynamics and sisterhood and the complex relationship that they share. I don't have a sister. I have a brother who's a couple years younger than me, but I feel like if you have a sister, you could probably really relate to the characters in the story. There were some characters that I felt more... Sorry, my kid is falling asleep back there and kind of just chilling. There were some characters that I found myself to be more engaged in the story than the other sisters. Like Lucky, for some reason, I struggled to kind of get into her story and her point of view. I think I liked Avery's point of view the best. It also kind of discusses the complex relationship with their parents and their mother as well. So a lot of interesting family dynamics and some heavy topics with grief and loss that comes with what the book is about. But I thought it was a great read. I'm really excited to read more by this author. I have Cleopatra and Frankenstein on my physical TBR, so I will be getting to that soon. Strange Sally Diamond by Liz Nugent. This is one of the best thrillers I've read in a while. I feel like that's the genre that kind of got me back into reading, and it's just been a while since I've read any of them, but I loved it. I really thought it was... It was a really good read, and it was a lot darker than I was expecting it to be.
Wow.
Hey.
Look at that.
Okay.
Hey, look. Muscle.
Do you like my earrings?
Ears.
Oh, yeah. It follows 2 different perspectives, and I really enjoyed one more than the other. I can't remember if it's a spoiler giving the second point of view away, so I might not mention who it is, but don't do that. But I really enjoyed the darker, like, villain character, like, with the environment that he grew up in, you know, the nature versus nurture. So how he became the person that he is does deal with kidnapping, a lot of dark themes. Just check trigger warnings before you read that one if you're interested, because I do find it to be a little bit darker. Not terribly disturbing, but like kind of in the middle, like not for beginner readers for thriller, not like Freedom McFadden, like not, it wasn't like that. It was darker than that. One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. I loved this. This is a bit of a palate cleanser to the other books that I've been reading, and it was very light. It's a rom-com. I did read Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, and I loved that one too. Get some characters from her previous novel. I think I liked the first one a little bit better. Every Summer After is my favorite. I haven't read Meet Me at the Lake. That's the one with the pink cover, and I think there's one more. I'm not sure. But I really appreciated the dialogue between characters, and I thought it was just a fun read. You're looking to pick up a book, especially near a lake, if you're going to a lake house or something, this would be the perfect read for that. So I highly recommend. I picked up Rosemary's Baby. This is the one I do have because I finished it on this trip. I started it forever ago, and then I finally finished it because it's been taking me so long to read physical books lately. Like, I've just been so busy. and I've been getting through audiobooks a lot faster, and books on my Kindle even too. Ira Levin's Rosemary's Baby. I had never seen the movie somehow. I don't know how, but I never watched it. So I went ahead and read this first and then watched the movie. The movie came out in like the 60s. So, and I know Mia Farrow is in it because if you've ever watched America's Next Top Model, Tyra Banks was obsessed with giving people the Mia Farrow haircut. And sometimes it worked for them, sometimes it didn't. No, I've heard of it and I've seen little bits and pieces of it. I've never seen the whole thing. So I read the book and I loved it so much. I did it 5 stars. And it was just the right amount of creepy. It wasn't super scary, like nothing that I can not read this book at night. Like I still could read this book before bed and fall asleep to it. It's about Rosemary and her husband Guy move into a new apartment. The apartment building has a history of like satanic things happening there. She starts to notice some really strange things happening and her neighbors are acting a little bit strange. So now I'm obsessed with Mia Farrow. I understand Tyra Banks' obsession with Mia Farrow. She got a haircut halfway through the movie and I looked up if that was supposed to happen, like in the script, and apparently the actress Mia Farrow just went and like cut off all of her hair into a pixie cut, into that iconic pixie cut that she has, and they had to add it into the movie. She had this really cute bob going on and then she cut it into the pixie cut, and I loved both, to be honest. Style and fashion by her in that movie, 10 out of 10. The costume designers did a great job. I am like looking to recreate a lot of those outfits. Just that 60s style is so fantastic. So highly recommend the book and the movie for horror lovers and fashion lovers. Then we have Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. This was my first book by her and it was so good. It was the perfect palate cleanser read after reading so many dark things. This was just a wholesome, adorable book. Characters are so sweet. You will root for them 100%. You want them to get together, and it's just, even the spice was good. Like it wasn't cringy at all, and there was just enough of it. Like there wasn't a ton, but there wasn't too little either. This woman has a one-night stand with a pirate at a Halloween party, and it turns out she gets pregnant and she meets up with him. They move in together and then develop this beautiful relationship. So the whole book is just really beautiful and I loved reading about it. Then we have Confessions. This is by a Japanese author, so I will try to pronounce the name, but it's like Kane Minato. Listen to this one on audio and it was a whirlwind. It's really short. The book has to be like 200 pages or something, maybe a little bit more, because I flew through it. I usually listen at like 1.8 to 2 speed, and I think it only took me like 3 hours to get through. This is multiple points of view, and it starts out with a teacher talking to her students about why she is retiring from teaching. It has to do with the passing of her daughter, who passed away at school, and they thought it was a drowning, but she is claiming that some of her students were involved in the accident. It's definitely a darker read, but it's a thriller. It's quick paced and there is a lot of unraveling to the situation. So it all stems from this one situation and it goes into different points of view. I really enjoyed getting in the minds of different characters in this book. I do recommend this one if you're looking for a quick thriller. The last one I have to talk about is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I talked about this one a little bit in my last video because I did my book club vlog. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is one of my favorite books ever. So of course I had to read this one and it did not disappoint. It wasn't my all-time favorite by her, but I loved it. It was a sapphic romance and it has to do with women in STEM. They're astronauts. They meet in this program. Dialogue between the two characters was really beautiful. Taylor Jenkins Reid just kind of writes beautiful love stories, I think. Ending was very intense and epic, and I didn't know what was going to happen. I was on the very edge of my seat, per se, to the last minute. Like, I remember I was listening to it. I also have the physical book, so I kind of was going back and forth. But I was listening to the end, and I was like, how much longer is in this book? I'm like, 5 minutes? There's no way. Like, this cannot be the conclusion. but it did end and it wrapped up nicely, especially if you like sapphic romances. Now really quick, I want to talk about my July hopefuls. I am finishing up Victorian Psycho. I can't remember who it's by. I'll put it up here, but it's also a quick read, very disturbing. Also going to be made into a movie, so you'll get some more details on that one in my next wrap up. Barrier Gaze by Chuck Tingle. I am really excited to read this book. I have been wanting to read it for a long time. I bought it in December, so it's time. I need to read it. Carrie by Stephen King. I'm also reading It by Stephen King, and I'm taking my time through it. Like, I'm not specifically just reading that book. I'm reading like a little bit and then reading other books too. I'm gonna finish that pretty soon, and then I can kind of get into this one too, because it's just a nice little pocket read. And yeah, it's a classic. I love the movie. That's Not My Name by Megan Lally, and this is a YA thriller, and our next book club, we're doing a Summerween style book club, so stay tuned for that vlog because that's gonna be a fun one. I've been liking it. I'm only like 20 pages in. So Barrier Bones on the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab, and I really enjoyed The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, so I'm so excited to read this one too. And it's Sapphic Vampires, so count me in. Court of the Vampire Queen by Katie Roberts. This one has also been on my TBR forever. I think I bought it like last October or something. It's kind of a thick, I think it has a lot of spice in it too. I just love vampire books. Virgin, this. I don't know if I can say that on here, but it's by Jeffrey Eugenides. I saw the movie when I was younger, and it kind of is like one of those movies that altered my brain chemistry a little bit. So I wanted to pick up the book. And I'm kind of into that sad girl lit era. I guess I'm in that right now. So I'm hoping to read this one soon. A book that I picked up today, which I don't know if I'll get to it this month, but I really want to read it soon. It's called The Girls Who Grew Big by Leila Motley. The main character is 16 and pregnant, and it takes place in Florida, so I am kind of excited to read this one. It looks kind of like a literary fiction book. I haven't heard of this author, but it is a signed edition. Whoops. See, it's like all signed. That is my wrap up and my hopefuls for this month. So thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed the video, and continue to follow along. I am posting more, so I promise. And you know, if there is something that can make my videos more interesting, please let me know. I'm happy to apply any suggestions you have. So I'll see you in the next one.